Hello, everyone. In this episode, we are visiting the mighty 8th Air Force Museum. Joe has gone through and done most of the museum for us, and so I'm just going to record this little intro here so that we know where we are. And it's a very interesting place. I happen to be just outside the back at the moment, and there's tons of markers out here, which will be in future historical markers videos. But we just wanted to kind of give you an overview of the museum as well. It's a very interesting place to visit. So I hope you like this video. Like, subscribe, and let us know what you think of this video.
We are at the National Museum of the Mighty 8th Air Force in Savannah, Pooler, Georgia. All right, we are inside the Rotunda here of the museum, and there are a lot of squadron banners around this Rotunda and flags. And then there's some busts to different people. I'm not even on that, I'm sorry. There we go. Major General Frederick Lewis Anderson, Jr. This one's pretty cool. I got one up here for the actor, Jimmy Stewart, who served. And you might have heard of this dude. This is General James H. Doolittle. If you're a World War II person. And this is Lieutenant General E.G. Buck Schuyler, Jr. There's just quite a bit up on the walls, and the Rotunda is the Louis E. Lyle. There's a lot of history in here, a lot to read. I tried to get a little bit of it there if you want to try to pause and read, but I'm not going to read it out loud. They've got an interesting group of memorabilia and things from the Nazi regime. I can get the other side of this hallway here.
August 15th to September 15th, the Germans attacked ferociously, bringing the RAF closer to defeat. On the last day of August, the British lost 39 fighters, killing 14 pilots. German bombers began trouble bombs on London and other non-military targets in what was known as the Blitz. Churchill retaliated, sending RAF bombers to the German capital, Berlin. This infuriated Hitler, who in turn opened massive raids on London. The RAF would finally be defeated. But his Luftwaffe, weaker now, could only send 277 bombers in 3 waves. The RAF responded defiantly that sunny Sunday, bringing down 35 bombers, a 12% attrition rate. The Luftwaffe turned to pounding Britain under cover of darkness, which was safer but far less accurate. London would take far greater punishment after dark than it had during the day. During the winter of 1940-1941, London alone experienced raids for over 70 consecutive nights. The battle had cost the RAF an estimated 1,023 airplanes, with the loss of 537 airmen. But the Luftwaffe had lost 1,887 aircraft, and 2,600 aircrew were killed. These were losses Goering and Hitler could not bear, and Operation Sea Lion, the invasion of Britain, was postponed. Maddened, Hitler turned his thoughts instead to war with the Soviet Union. The outnumbered RAF had won the battle. The Nazis' first defeat. Never again was the RAF to be challenged in such numbers at home.
I just videoed a little of the movie in there. There's quite a bit more to see. The 8th Air Force, from small beginnings to enormous power. Squadron patches. Huh. The murals, it doesn't matter where you go, it's still got the same perspective. And then it even continues down into the floors. The track marks. That's pretty cool. But that plane we were looking at earlier, if you look at it now, it still looks like it's gonna fly right over your head.
The world had never seen anything like it before. The 8th Air Force. It was more than a collection of men and bombers and fighters. It was a war machine. Capable of sending 2,000 planes against the enemy. 2,000 planes in a single day.
All right, I'm trying to hit the highlights for y'all. There's a lot going on. This is a really, really interesting museum. I highly recommend it. Got some volunteers that are very knowledgeable.
distance from the front line. Here, missions were planned, prepare for mission in the south from the sun. Bomb and fuel loads were calculated, and other preparations for the mission took place. This highlighted area is the bomb drop. Here, thousands stored young police.
Crosley CT-3 pup, one of only 7 known to exist today. If you are interested in World War II history of the military, anything like that, this really would be the place for you to come. And it's easy to find. Remember this simple rule. When a fighter attacks you, always aim between him and your tail. Learn the 3 deflections and get that fighter. Every enemy fighter is dangerous and needs watching, but he becomes really dangerous only when he starts a direct attack on you. Luckily, that's when he's easiest to hit. Don't depend on tracers. They're very likely to fool you. Even when they appear to be going through the fighter, they may be missing him completely, over, beyond, short, or under him. Learn and use your deflections. Rules for the gunners. Okay, we're going to come back this direction. I want to finish going through what's in this room. Escape lines were established by helpers to successfully move invaders to Allied territory. Names were given to these lines, and each country had its own system. There were organizations associated with each of these lines. But because of the possibility of detection or infiltration by enemy agents, most helpers were not aware of others who took part in functions of their line. So we're talking about occupied France here. Blowing up of oil. This is Operation Tidal Wave. These are the different groups that worked with them. You got the bombardiers, pilots, the ground crews, the radio operators, the navigators. They all had jobs, and specific jobs.
The city of Savannah, 5,000th airplane process through Hunterfield, Georgia in 1944. Wow.
All right, so this is the National Museum of the Mighty 8th Air Force. We've been through the majority of the exhibits. There's a map of the museum.
Since this was an English-based Air Force division, they have the British telephone booth and an English pub here in the museum. Well, that was the Mighty 8th Air Force Museum. I hope you enjoyed it. There is so much information in this place that you cannot possibly cover it in one video. And there's so many markers, they also cannot be covered in one video. In fact, I'm probably not going to cover them in 3 or 4 historical marker video and still get them all. So I hope you take the time to come and visit this place. It is in Pooler, Georgia. It's just right outside Savannah, and it's the Mighty 8th Air Force Museum.